And
Yeah.
when I was in the fifth grade, it was time to go to the first grade. I had a sister who was 13 months older than me, so she went before I did. And everybody else in the neighborhood was in school, and I didn't. I wanted to go to kindergarten, but my parents didn't let me, so I didn't have any place to go, and I didn't have anybody to hang around with. So I would walk. It was about 3 blocks or to the park, and I would play, on the games and things there, and then I'd come home, and I would walk by a girl's house named Maria. I'm still trying to track her down because I believe that Frank Morris spent his last years living with her, and in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And she would, we were both 5 years old. We'd start talking and go over there, and we'd play hopscotch together. She had a little concrete area that we could draw on with chalk. And one day I walked by, and there's some guys there, that look like they could be related to her. And she's not talking to me. I'm saying hello to her, and she's not talking to me. I should have went on to the park, but I didn't. I went over there to see what was going on. And then Frank and John and Clarence are there, and they're going, "Come on over. We're going to play a game." They had a couple of pieces of pre-cut clothesline. They're stretching with their hands, which that's was the Zodiac Killer's favorite way of tying people up.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "We're going to play a game. We're going to tie your hands behind you here, and then it's just a game. We'll let you go." And I'm like, I looked at Maria, and Maria looked at me with this dead stare. This is all in my book, and I'm looking at her going, and he goes, "Yeah, we tied her up and we let her go." And I look at her and I go, you know, facial expression, I think, like, did they? And she just stared, and she wouldn't make a move. And I didn't get it. I was only 5 years old, and I let them tie my hands behind me, and they put a knife to my neck. "We're going to cut you up in little pieces." And back to your original question, the reason was because I'm 5 years old and I'm walking up and down a road by myself, but there was nobody else in town to walk with. But anyway, that they someone in the house who I think was either the Anglin brothers' mother or their sisters called to them to get in the house, and they took off running and left the knife there, and they looked at Maria like, don't do the wrong thing or else. And they ran a little ways, and I heard from the house the lady scream again, "And bring that knife with you." Amazing to me that they knew these kids had a knife out there and were playing with it and
Yeah.
couldn't figure out what was going
Right.
on, especially when they had me tied to a post and they didn't see him hold the knife to my neck. But they may have already perfected this system of watching and giving each other signals to the point where they were communicating it. But anyway, they came back and got the knife and gave Maria that look again and ran to the house. And when they did, she untied me and told me jump the fence and run home, and I did. And I saw her again a day later, and I said, "What was going on there?" And she said, "Just don't ever let anybody tie you up again." She goes, "Those guys are really mean."
That's an
That's
understatement.
great words.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they were cousins. I think she's Frank's niece, and the Anglin brothers are cousins to Frank. So this is a whole family thing going on here.
Hmm.